YouTube should be on.
Okay. Hi everybody! Thanks for joining me today. Hey, that Dan Fox. I see the best man is here. Starbros, Jekyll, Random Long Road to Become a Creator. Hi guys, how are you doing today? Dank Pods. Isla's here. Jerry, the MPEG is here. I think that's what it said. Stripes is here. Hi guys, thanks for joining me today for our Zelda theme fireside here. Day 2, I think it is, of the Legends of Zelda extravaganza that's going on. And boom, the Tears of the Kingdom. This is not apple juice. You guys are always so interested in what I'm drinking. I actually am drinking watermelon juice. It's just a flavored juice, flavored water. But see, my lid matches, so it's cool like that today. All right, Heated Deems is here. Hi guys. Do I have Discord? I do not have Discord. I'm not cool like that.
You do have Discord.
Oh, I do have Discord. I didn't even know I had Discord because I'm so uncool like that. I don't even know what I have. Oh, I like that on my shirt. Did you see my shirt? I'm decked out here today. Yeah, I was going to wear the apron as well, but it is like 85 degrees here today, and it's too hot. I just can't layer up.
You do have Discord. I'm not really sure how to use it, but we have it.
I'm not even worried about that right now. So, anyway, I've got a really tall cake here. And Fatal Fox is here. Heated Games, why? Thank you, So Modern, for the sticker. Nightblarg is here. How you doing? Productions here. M is here. Yes, lots of people here. Thank you for joining me. So I've got my nice tall cake here today. And I actually cheated a little bit because this part is cake and this part is cake dummy. So it's the fake styrofoam cake that I told you before that I use sometime. Rolla, love the sticker. Excellent. Thank you for that one, for the charge sticker. So I'm going to be sticking pretty heavily with my cake theme, sticking with the Tears of the Kingdom. I'm going to throw in, of course, the Triforce because you have to. It's tradition. And other than that, this cake is going to be for me, because sometimes you guys ask. I haven't forgotten, Jerry. I haven't forgotten. Because in America, anyway, I don't know if about other countries. I know Meme Man said not in the UK, but tomorrow is Mother's Day. So if any of you children out there are in America and tomorrow's Mother's Day, you better do something nice. Can't watch the entire stream, you're Romanian. Don't watch the Mother's Day part then, and the rest you could watch. All right. Hi, Ren. Thank you, Scrap, for the charge sticker. Yeah, you're from the UK. Yep, we were talking yesterday about that. I did a poll earlier today asking if you guys wanted me to do the trivia, and 3/4 of you said yes. Yes, it has, Ron Neo. Yes, it has been a long time. I'm glad you're able to make it, though. So yeah, I did put together some trivia. I realized after the fact that there's about 1 million Legends of Zelda game, and so I only took a few questions from each game. So, you know, if you don't know one game well, you know, you can do the other one. Don't worry about it. Points are random. They don't matter. Suck up points as usual. 10 points for any charge sticker. I'm going to say 5 points for any correct answer, and 20 points for any charge Bob Ross because they're my favorite. Meme Man asked how his stream was yesterday. He was streaming yesterday, and was it yesterday or was it earlier today? I'm thinking earlier today. Yeah, I was watching his stream earlier today. He was playing the original Legends of Zelda, and it was very throwbacky and cool. Yes, my dogs are wrestling. They're wrestling right now. They're very happy because I have all the doors and windows open so they can run around in and out. So they're very excited. Vizla's here. I recognize your name. I think I do. Yes, okay. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, if you send me friend requests, I typically accept friend requests. I don't have a problem with that. Some creators would rather not. I'm okay with it. Don't give me a reason to not be your friend, and then I can be your friend. I don't mind that. If you do message me, then I take time to get back to it. I will admit that. I'm not great with the correspondence part. I do try to get back to it, though. It's a Brazilian cartoon. If you have any cake suggestions, guys, send them to me. Not in this chat here because it scrolls and then it's gone. So if you have a cake suggestion, if you go to my cake community, Cake-tastic Cakes community, there's a section in there for cake suggestions. Put it in there. Other people can, you know, thumbs up it if they like the idea, and that way it's all together. I don't lose anything. So Friday Night Funkin'. Okay, so you obviously haven't been following me for very long because I've done a Friday Night Funkin'. It came out pretty good, I think. Jimmy is here. Jimmy Hubert's hi. And no worries. Okay. Now, how am I going to begin? All right, so I was going to try something a little different today. I have this clear plastic stuff. It's actually an acetate roll. And what you do is, it's called a cake collar. And you spread icing on it, and then you wrap your cake in it. And then it peels off and the icing sticks. So what I wanted to do to start, and I will get to the trivia in a minute. Yeah. I checked the chat and then I lose track of my thoughts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting icing down on here, but I wanted to do it kind of following the idea of Link's arm tattoo or scars, whatever you want to consider them to be, that he's got in the Tears of the Kingdom game. So how it's like kind of glyphy looking, sort of like that. That's what I'm going to try to do here. So I'm going to have to measure out my acetate, cut it. I've got some darker icing and then some lighter icing, and you'll see me put it all together. So yes, Ikaku, you're back once again. Nice. Okay. Yeah, if you go to my cake or my page on Game Jolt, you'll also see all the cakes I've made, and I've made a lot. Like, I was actually kind of surprised when I made the little recap of the last year. I had a lot more than I have done. What do I do with the leftovers? Well, I call them cake scraps, and they typically all go onto a cake scrap plate. And that cake scrap plate is very quickly devoured by my children and my husband because they love nice, fresh, warm cake right out of the oven. So that's what happens to the leftovers. I will usually try to give away the cake, or if a friend of mine could use the cake, you know, I'll pass it on. Sometimes there's no one who wants it though, in which case it becomes mine. And I will either eat it, or eat some of it, or throw it into the woods and let the deer and the squirrels and the other animals have it. And back before we got dogs, we had Cake Dough. She was a deer that would actually come around. She knew Friday nights was the night for cake scraps. Someone's asking me, Storm Winter, I think it said, where did I get the Game Jolt merch? I got the Game Jolt merch from Game Jolt, coincidentally enough. It was a little perk that they were throwing some of the creators, and I think they were throwing it to the ones who, you know, I don't know for sure, but when I do my firesides, you can really see me, so it's like advertising. So, and it's a cool shirt. I like it, and it's fun. It's got my creator colors on it. Like I said, I had an apron. I'll show you guys the apron. I'm not gonna wear it for too long because it's too hot. I've got a cool apron too. Oh, Jerry's got to run. Okay, Jerry, I'm going to hold you to it. So I got a cool apron, which is actually a nice one because it has pockets, and pockets are always good to have, but it's really hot, so I'm not going to keep it on, but I do like it. When it gets cool again, I'm sure I'll be using it. All right. Anyway, yes, pockets. I like my pockets. I'm going to start with this, and Game Jolt knows my location. Yes, my location is very well known. I am, you know, because I do make cakes and stuff It's not like my existence is a secret. And I don't know that anybody's going to try to hunt me down in the boondocks of Pennsylvania, so it's never been too much of a concern. And I also won the poop cereal during the Poop-a-Palooza event that was going on. And yeah, I tried it once and that was good enough for me. How am I today? I'm hot but good. I'm doing good. It's a little warm here. So, but otherwise it's good. Yes, you reached 800 followers. That's really good. That's really good. It's hard to get followers. So when you guys make it that high, that's really cool. That is quite the achievement. You might not be able to see what I'm doing right this second, but you will in a moment. And I really have no idea what his glyphs look like, so I'm just kind of winging it here. Is it possible to eat paper cake? Actually, yeah. One of the things I'm going to do, I'll show you later, or actually after I take care of this, is something called wafer paper. And there's also rice paper. You might have heard. There's something called rice paper and wafer paper sales and decorations people are doing for cakes. It's really a pretty effect. And it looks really cool. And I have some of it that I was going to use today as part of my decoration. Something heavier here. This is where it gets very tricky and very messy. You got to weigh it all down. So I don't know if this is going to work too well, but I think it'll work well enough. Certainly well enough. It is going to end up smearing a little, that's for sure. But it'll go with that kind of watercolor effect that they have going in the game. So, it looks like a maze, yeah. It kind of does. I feel like there should be some more. I'm going to add a little more before I go too far. All right, in the meantime, if you guys are ready, and if you have gotten more famous the last time I saw your fireside, your messages keep getting deleted. I am the worst. That's rude. I like to think I am at least above average. I never claim to be the best, though. There's always someone better. But anyway, I'm going to add a few more of these things on here just because I feel like it's going to need it. Did you hear that air bubble? That little fart it just did? I hate those because they mess up your icing when you're doing borders and stuff. There we go. That looks a little better, a little more filled in. So I don't need this anymore. All right, so if you are ready, we can get started with some of the questions. Imagine having a skull. I actually made a cake that had a really cool skull on it. It was for a heavy metal themed birthday. And I made it looking kind of like a monster or demon type skull. It came out really cool. I really liked it. I'll share it eventually, I'm sure, on Game Jolt when the time comes. But, I mean, what? Oh. Kristoff has a skull. Probably. Oh, thank you for the charge sticker. Yeah, it's gonna smear a little bit. So we might get more of just the effect and the idea of the tattoos rather than the actual tattoos. But that's fine too. That's fine too. It's creative license, as you guys may recall from past firesides. And you artist people on here know all about creative license. Okay. Alright, so first question, if you all are ready. Now, I don't know a lot about the Legends of Zeldas. I've only ever played Breath of the Wild. I really enjoyed it because open world games are my jam, it turns out. I didn't know that, but I really enjoy just running around and not being burdened with quests. I like just running around exploring. And when I played the Breath of the Wild, it was actually at my nephew's house, and I borrowed his game for while I was there, so I only got to play for like an hour or so. And I got to the point where I couldn't run around anymore because I didn't bother dressing Link, so he was running around in his underwear until he got too cold, and he couldn't continue on. But I enjoyed it. I liked just looking and exploring. So, all right, anyway, okay. How many games, Legends of Zelda games, including the one that was released yesterday, how many games are there? Breath of the Wild is fun, yeah. At least it feels like 900. When I was looking it up, I was like, I had no idea. They have been milking the Legend of Zelda cow for decades. And that is a cash cow, let me tell you. Does anybody have any real guesses? Okay, it's less than 900. I can give you that. 38 is actually not a bad guess. $18.36. It is between 18 and 36. So partial credit again. Let's see. I don't think anyone else is guessing. All right. So the actual number is 21. There's 21 games. And some of them I've like never heard of, but that doesn't mean much. So I'm not really into the Zelda world much. But yeah, 21 games, 9 remakes of the games. So like they made some really early on and now they remade them for different consoles, that kind of thing. You've got 17 spin-off games, and then just tons and tons of board games and books and movies and cartoons and that kind of stuff. So yeah, Legend of Zelda gets around. Oh yeah, there's the skull cake. He found it. Okay. And do any of you know the original name for the Legends of Zelda original game? What it was really called? And I think it might have been called that in Japan when it was released. No. I didn't know if these would be too hard. Like I said, I'm gonna only do a couple from each game, so you'll hit a game that you're more familiar with probably if you play this at all. So the original name, yeah, it actually was something along those lines. It was, I'll give you a minute in case anyone wants to Google it and, you know, act like you knew it. I'm not above Googling answers. That's how I get my trivia questions, so I can't judge. Almost knocked this over. Okay, so it is kind of setting up the way I was hoping it would. Your computer crash, or your internet crash. It's not the Legend of X. It was, well, it kind of was. It was originally the Hyrule Fantasy Zelda no Densetsu. So, yeah, the Hyrule Fantasy. And then Japanese. So I don't know what it means. I know what the Hyrule Fantasy means, but the rest of it I don't know. So any of our international viewers, let us know. It's funny because most of these games, when I do this trivia stuff, they all had totally different names than what they ended up with. And okay, this one I think everybody will know, even if you've never played the game, just because it's so well known. But what does the old man tell you when you go into the cave and see him? What is his advice? No. What am I cooking? I'm not cooking anything. I am, if you're asking what this is just icing that I'm smearing on a sheet that I'm going to wrap it on my cake. Oops, sorry, that goes to the dog. I dropped some. Dangerous to go alone, take this. Yes, thank you, Stormwinter. Yes, Stripes, got it, yep. Yeah, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. What is this? What are you given? Oh, that's cool. What does the old man give you in the cave in the Legends of Zelda when he says, it's dangerous to go alone? take this. And I've seen tons of memes of like cats and stuff. A potion, a sword. Yeah, I am out of icing here, so this is just gonna have to work. No room for mistakes. I knew this was gonna take a lot. I hoped I made enough. So now that I have this on here, I'm gonna have to drag to kind of make it level. This is where I do not shine very well because my icing tends to be multi-thickness. Yeah, he gives you a sword, of course. Your little sword. You march around with your sword and your shield, doing high rules work. So I have a question now for you guys that isn't quite Zelda related, but I'm curious to know, you want to see my dog? She'll be back. She'll be back and I'll show you to her to you. What was the first, if you guys have seen my firesides before, what was the first one you've seen? Because I'm curious to know how far back you guys go, because when I get questions like the Friday Night Funkin', you know, obviously they're newer. So I'm just curious. Halloween, Among Us, Sonic. Yeah, Babbling Bendy, you don't count. You were like my headhunter, practically. Sonic or the Creeper. So you guys are pretty early. Among Us. I didn't do an Among Us. Not on here, anyway. Did I? Am I forgetting? I do forget things. Thomas, the Tank Engine. Oh, doing Among Us. I would actually enjoy doing Among Us. I thought it was a fun theme. I liked the characters. I just don't know. Like, it was so popular. And now it's like you mentioned Among Us and people are like pooping on it. So, I don't know. I think it deserves more love than it still gets. Alright, so this is pretty mushy looking. Pretty messy. And let's see. Yeah, my first one was the Sonic cake. And that one was crazy. It was fun to do, and I had no idea what I was doing. So during the fireside, I'm like, And I did trivia then because I had no idea what to talk about, and doing stuff like this can get very boring to watch. So I was like, I'll try to liven it up a little bit, and that just evolved. But in the meantime, yeah, when it was over, I'm like, okay, I'm done, goodbye. Like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, don't ask me any questions, hang up the phone.
We have no recording of that.
And yeah, no recording.
That's the only picture.
Oh, really? That's the only picture? The Game Jolt picture is the only picture. Okay. So this weighs like 5 pounds. Ooh, okay. I think I didn't smear too much. And when I wrap it around, this is where it gets real tricky. But you can I'm not going to be able to show you right at this moment. Trust me. TTP. Okay. So now I'm going to try to wrap this. And I have one more question for The Legend of Zelda. When was the game originally released? When was the world introduced to The Legend of Zelda? Yeah, I wish there was millions of people watching me. There really isn't. Oh, what does TTP mean? Did someone ask that? It means trust the process. You gotta trust the process. Now, because this buttercream is really wet and this has been sitting out, this is American buttercream, so it's crusty and dry. I'm just going to get my hands wet, a little bit of water, and just kind of pat around to rehydrate the icing so that way this will stick easier. Crusty and dry is what American buttercream is, also called crusting buttercream. So it's a legit term, I'm not just making it up. Especially when I do around the top, otherwise it's not going to look right. Alright. You can see it's, I don't know if you can see it's shiny now. Nothing but Legends Zelda. You know what? You're certainly welcome to just watch and hang out. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if anyone answered. It was 1986. That is correct, yes. Oh, thank you, Stripes. Oh, look, it's the birthday candle sticker. Yeah, I'm trying something different with the stickers. I've got some cakes that you can stack up and birthday candles that you could actually like make a cake and, you know, stack it and put something on it just to see how that goes. All right, here we go. This is heavy and messy, and I hope it doesn't fall over, which it might. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, see? You can see how it's gonna kind of look once it sets. And look how freaking thick this icing is. I go crazy. I can't stop myself. I'm gonna make a mess today. So now I gotta smush it on. And I've got a bit of a gap in the back, but what do I always say? Don't look at the back. And that's all you have to do is just don't look at the back. And this I really gotta press on because I want it to stick. And then this has to go in the refrigerator. And again, because it's the American buttercream, it's going to set up and get firm. And I've got a lot of ripples down below that I don't like. But once it sets up and gets firm, then you peel it off. It's just too humid. Too warm today. Should have chose a better technique to try. Oh well. But yeah, you can see the pattern that's in there. It's a little messy, not gonna lie, but it's the effect is there. And what can you guys see anyway on this stream? Your internets are glitchy anyway, right? This always happens too. I never give enough leeway in the back. So I'm just gonna smush it and pull it. And yes, I had, actually, what is my favorite game? Your internet is fine, that's good. My favorite game, I always will play Smash Bros. And I like the original one. I don't like the Ultimate as much, but I'm always up for playing Smash Brothers. I'm always up for Mario Kart. I like that one a lot. I think that one's a lot of fun. Super Mario Brothers, Super Galaxy, those kinds of games. I always enjoy those. Right now, I'm working my way through Pokemon Scarlet, but I'm to the point where I'm just doing Terror Raid after Terror Raid, and it's getting boring. And, you know, I break it up by going to the academy to have a battle there, but it's just getting repetitive and monotonous and repetitive. So I might be doing something different. Last time I had a fireside, I was saying that there's a few games I'd like to try, and one of them is Stray. I want to try that one. Although doing the research for this stuff, the new Zelda sounds awesome, and then there's the one where he turns into the wolf. I forget what that, Twilight Princess, I think. So, yeah, I was thinking that one would be neat to find because you can get them all now on the Switch. Okay, hi Casper and etc. What's your most childhood game? I'm guessing favorite. Mine was Sonic the Hedgehog. When I was a kid, I loved me some Mortal Kombat 2. I also liked Golden Axe a lot. I had a Sega Genesis, and so I had a Golden Axe game that I liked. And I would play that a lot just because you could do it by yourself real easy. I'm definitely going to need more rags today. I'll be right back. Rag time. Empty table. When I was a kid, yeah, those were my favorite. I did a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog, the second one, because it came free with the Sega when I got it. So those were my favorite. Have you ever blew up your kitchen like me? I have never blown it up, but I've caught my oven on fire. So does that kind of count? Has a little bit of blowing up. Did you ever play Sonic 1? No, I never did. Nope. I was the only one of my friends. I grew up in a little farming town in South Jersey. So I was the only one of my friends that even had a Sega Genesis, so I didn't have anyone to swap games with or anything. And then my cousin had a Nintendo 64, so it, of course, not compatible. So yeah, I never tried it. Although I did try recently, I tried Friday Night Funkin', and oh my gosh, my reflexes are that of just, I don't know, a tired dog or something. I was terrible at it. So okay, I'm gonna stick this, actually what I'm gonna do is take this extra and just run it up the crack. It'll help me later on. Stick that in the fridge and let it set for a little while, and we're gonna keep on keeping on. So say goodbye to the cake. Now I need to get this stuff out of the way. Have I ever messed up a cake? Yes, I have. I have messed up many cakes. Typically, when you mess up a cake, you put a decoration in front of it, so nobody even needs to know about it. But there was one that was such a mess that I raged through it in the trash. Like, I was so mad and so done with it that I dumped the entire thing into the trash and had to start over completely from scratch because of my little temper tantrum. But the second time you do anything, you always do it better because you figure out the little tricks and what you did wrong the first time. So the second one came out a lot nicer. So even though I wasted an entire cake, it was still worth it because it came out better in the long run. All right, so yes, February 21st, 1986 is when we were blessed with the world of Zelda. Sony company was really made, yeah, I have an older brother, and he's a lot older than me. He's 6 years older than me. So any video games, the video game console that I had when I was really little, that he was more his, honestly, was a ColecoVision, which I think I mentioned on here before. But in the 80s, when all the console wars were going on, there were all different kinds, and Atari, of course, came out on top. Yeah, what the hell is that exactly? Exactly, that's why I'm explaining it. I always explain it when I say ColecoVision. There were all these different consoles being created by all these different companies, and one of them was called a ColecoVision because I have no idea. Television, you connect it to your television. So, yeah, that was the one that I had, and of course Atari, like I said, won out the contest. Have I ever been to GameStop? Yes, I'm not that old. Come on. Yes, GameStop is a ripoff, in my opinion, my humble opinion. So, yeah, it's super old. If you can Google it, you know, it's just a cousin of the Atari is all it is. And I used to play lots of games on there that you've never heard of because you're all just sweet little summer children. And one of the ones I really liked was Mr. Do, which was basically Dig Dug. We had Pitfall, of course. We had Galactic Invaders, and that was like the same as Space Invaders. Just, you know, that kind of stuff that I grew up with. Frogger, of course I had Frogger. That was great. Anyway, alright, so moving on. Now our next game, Sonic one was released in 1990. Yeah, ripoffs. Yeah, they made their money and then they crashed and burned, so there you go. Alright, so next game was Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. And what was the main, if you know, what was the main gist of the game? What did you have to do? What was your goal? MSM64 ROM? No, I've never played that. Yeah, no. Started with playing cards. I did not know that. Ultra Kills Fast shooting game. Oh, that sounds like it would be with that kind of name. Yeah. So if anybody knows, what are you supposed to do? What's the goal of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link? And you know, I also learned that Zelda, the name Zelda, was inspired from like some 1920s actress, I want to say. And she married some rich guy, and she was like or not an actress, like yes, thank you, Fitzgerald. She married a Fitzgerald, yeah. And she was, I don't know, she seemed kind of like a little wild child to me. She liked to party, she liked to drink, and this was in the 20s. Yeah, the author of The Great Gatsby, yep. I've never played Undertale. I've done a lot of research and kind of stuff on it. I've never played it myself. My opinion on it. It seems interesting to me. It's, you know, another kind of horror-y game. So you got kids' souls and whatever. And you got monsters and stuff, but it seems interesting. I don't know if it interests me enough that I would play it. I grew up on the 8-bit stuff, and I kind of appreciate the not 8-bit stuff. Nintendo is 133 years old. Wow. The TV shows, I'm trying to like 2 pieces of Triforce. So, yeah, I mean, it seems interesting. What was the not the Undertale, the other one? The second Undertale. Deltarune, thank you. Deltarune, yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Deltarune actually seemed more interesting to me. I kind of like the idea of that better. How old am I? I get asked that all the time. First, I make you all guess. Go ahead and guess. You know what, Stormwinder? You get like 30 points because you're the only one answering questions right now. And people are like, yes, do the trivia, do the trivia. I'm like, all right, I'll do the trivia. 28, 43. You guys are, one of you is close and one of you is not at all. What is that? Oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah, my husband just showed, he has his old Atari, and he has his Atari Mario Bros.
You should do a live stream
by
playing
Nintendo.
Atari.
Yeah. Mario ripoff, nothing. This says by Nintendo. Let's see, trademark Nintendo of America.
No, that's it.
Yeah, this is it.
1985.
Yeah, that'd be, I don't even know if I've played this. Did I ever try this?
Do a live stream. Do they want to see it?
Do you guys want to see me play that? Do a live stream tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Mother's Day. I'm sleeping in tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, I'll see if we can get it hooked up. That would be fun. Yeah, because I've played pretty much all of his games from his old Atari. My ColecoVision died. Apparently it didn't have lasting power. So what I'm doing here, in case you have no clue, you're new to streams. Hello, Diamond Miner. I am taking parchment paper, and I'm ripping it up into little bits. And this is what I was saying before about the wafer paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crinkle this up, and it makes it all jaggy and messy. And then I'm going to take my wafer paper. I'm going to get a cookie sheet first. But I'm going to take my wafer paper and get it wet, and then lay it over this, and then it dries. Because wafer paper is made out of cornstarch. Like, think of like Pringles, I guess. Like a Pringles potato crisp, not a chip. So this is it right here. And you can eat it. So yeah, somebody said earlier about a paper cake. You could make a cake out of this if you really wanted to. It's going to taste horrible because it's just cornstarch, but you could eat it. And it makes interesting designs. If you guys saw my Stranger Things cake that I made with Eddie Munson, I think was his name, in the upside down, it was the cake standing up. The black crinkly stuff that was all along the edges was this, and that's actually what I'm going to do again here. This stuff you got to keep dry. So I'm moving that out of my way. Give me a little water. And this is my old pan. So yeah, someone actually answered my question, which I appreciate. The main challenge of the second Zelda, Zelda 2, was to wake her up because she's sleeping. You have to wake her up. And time to eat it now. You do not want to eat this stuff. It is nasty. You can. You technically can, which makes it fun and makes you be able to say things like, my cakes are made with 100% edible decorations, which I love to be able to say. And I'm tearing the smooth edges off because it just looks a little nicer. More raggedy. But yeah, you gotta wake her up and save her because she's tired and she's gotta get up. Oh yeah, someone wanted to see my dog. Ugh. Say hi. Can you see her? This is Janichi. And she's a pony. Alright, you can run away now. Jericho is sleeping somewhere. Yeah, you can't have this. She's all waggy tails. So I'm going to stain this water black so that when I put the paper in it, it's going to absorb the color. And then when it dries, which doesn't take long, it will be black, obviously. All right. This is one of my old cake pans when I first started. My very old ones that I never use anymore. Okay, you're doing a Mario Party. Yeah, Mario Parties are fun too. I used to like those, and I got bored with them. It's not actually blue. I think it's just the color. You'll see it in a second, but it's funny. The color black, the food coloring color black, has a lot of the color red in it, like a lot of red. So when I stain my hands, you can see my fingertips are a little bit purpley from the color. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just kind of dip it a little, and it absorbs like crazy. Maybe I want more color in here. And then I'm going to just lay it over top of this. Like I said, when it dries, it's going to hold the shape, and I definitely want more color in it. I don't feel like that's anywhere near enough. I'm gonna use a knife. All right, so anyway, okay. Now, Legend of Zelda 2. This game has a very different look to it. Do you guys know why? What made this game very different in appearance from the first? Cake knowledge books. Yeah, right. It became high quality. It is true. It did. It really took it up a notch. But there was one thing about the view that really changed it, and people were like, "Oh." Quality knowledge. Yeah, Christoph got it. Yeah. Yep, Babbling Bendu got it. Yep. Yeah, it was a side view, a side-scrolling game, instead of being the top view like the original one was. This now you had a side view and you would scroll right. And this is the problem. This stuff is sticky. And once it gets wet, it tears easily. Which kind of doesn't matter and kind of is annoying. Was it a side game? Yeah, it's a side game. Yep. Yep. And that was like really cool for people to now get to see a lot more of the character and the world and everything else. It's sticking to me pretty good here. Yuck. Oh, Game Jolt is laggy? Yeah, I was thinking, I don't think it's me.
Yeah, I got kicked out. I can't get back in.
You got kicked out?
Yeah, I can't get back in.
Oh, wow. Maybe you should stop commenting stuff. Maybe you got admin kicked.
Forrest kicked me.
Forrest kicked you. Yeah. What is the orange drink? It is a watermelon drink. It's just a flavored water. And I have a lid to match because I like my lids. I spill stuff a lot. And I don't want to get powdered sugar and flour and junk flies around a lot. I don't want that getting in there either. Okay. All right. There were some other things too that were new and added that really kind of made the game more exciting. You could earn extra lives, or extra hearts, I mean. You could gain extra heart containers. I was like, oh my god. Looks like beans. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess I could see that. Oh, that one's real crinkly. Oh, well. What else? There was a couple other things. Yeah, you could also gain experience for the first time, which would earn you new power-ups. So that was something different that they added to the game too. So they really improved upon it. And if I'm not mistaken, it was released like not long after the first one. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like 7 months later they came out with it. No, I didn't put orange food coloring in it. It came with the food coloring already added. I'm gonna have such pretty fingers. Check them out now. Like I said, lots of red in the black food coloring. Okay. Now, in the game, how many hearts do you start with? And what's my favorite candy? Twix. Twix. She's got a book. She's running around with a book. Hi, Sobs. Oh, someone at Toast on YouTube says hi. So hi, Toast. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, she ate it.
Yeah, she tore it up. Good thing we didn't care about it. I'm going to do a bunch more of these because I think I'm going to eat a lot. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So yeah, did anybody say at least 5,003? Again, you're good with the ranges. You really hope you circle in on the right answer. You start with, anybody wants to guess? Hello, Gav 4 C-O-D? C-E-D? That's a tough one. Some of your names really stump me, but hello. So you start with 4. You get 4 hearts to begin. And I think you can build it up to 8. You can add a lot. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, again, I've never played that one. So I don't know for sure. Now, what does the fairy do in the game? You'll probably guess that. How do you go alive? I think you mean go live on a fireside? No. Okay, I don't know what you mean. How do I go alive? Yeah. So, Babbling Bendu got it, yeah. The fairies heal you. And in this game now, you can also learn magic spells, which was a big branch out from just your sword and shield and, you know, stabby swipey. That was the extent of your abilities. Okay, now, I'm going to a different game now. So next one, if you can explain what you were asking, Crooked Turquoise, that would help me because I wasn't too sure what you were really asking. So I'm sorry about that. Now, the next game is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And a link to, how do you go live like a live stream? Oh, yeah, Sobs is answering you. Yep. And when you go to your own profile, you'll see, I do with the laptop a lot. So on the right hand side, kind of down a little bit, you'll see something that says like go live or start a fireside, and then you just follow the directions. Best I can say is follow the directions. And it's not hard, but I don't think you can do it on mobile. I think it has to be on a device. I might be wrong. Your fireside's not working. Yeah, I wonder if something's happening.
Yeah, make sure you know, 'cause I can't get back in.
Yeah, don't feel bad, me man. My husband can't get back in either. So maybe there's just something going on.
I'm right here. I can't.
I know you're right there. So anyway, okay. Now, the Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past is considered to be one of the best video games of all time. And it's considered that because of a lot of the new additions and everything that they added and incorporated into into the game. Now, for example, running. You can now run in this game. Does anyone know what you need to have in order to be able to run? You gotta own something, or find something, or trade it, or I don't know how you get it actually. So I don't know if any of you know. Jen with great figures, right? Give it just a minute because I see one answer so far. See if anyone else wants to guess it. My plan for this cake. Yeah, I'm not really kind of telling what I'm going to do with this cake. like what I'm going to do with these things. I'm going to try something. I don't know how it's going to look, but I feel like it's not going to be awful. But I'm sticking with the, oh wow, I'm really stained. Sticking with the Tears of the Kingdom theme. But of course you got to have the Triforce in it. Even though the Triforce is not in the game. Surprise, it's actually going to be Luigi. That would be a surprise. Surprise, there's no cake at all. It's a bowl of pretzels. Pranked. Ooh, speaking of pranked, how many of you guys went to my fireside on April 1st? Because that was very funny to me. Yeah, you did? Yeah. Were you surprised? What's me? Alright, I want to move these out of the way so they can
But they got the Rick Roll sticker.
Yeah. As long as you threw a charge sticker on there, you got the 1 day only sticker pack. Ah, so sticky. So sticky. And this one, still sticky. Sticky, sticky. I wonder if I'll have to bake these to get them to dry quicker. Maybe I just won't use them. I'll have to use them later. These are so sticky. Which is why you put them on parchment paper. Because they will come off eventually. Yeah. Yeah, someone, I forget who, someone had a fun suggestion that I've been thinking about. They said I should try making my logo as a cake. So I've been thinking about making, doing one of those comic book style cakes in person, like on a fireside. So that would do it. I made my, oh, look at my poor countertop now. It's all speckly. And it's red. Red, red, red. So later today, I get to bleach my counters. And my fingers. Yes, I totally creamed him. He didn't see it coming. You know, it's funny. The collab with PewDiePie was fun, but like off screen, he was a little bit abrasive. Wasn't like my favorite person. He kept doing that voice, that PewDiePie voice all the time. It got old. All right. Anyway. What am I doing next? I don't even know. All right, I got those going. So I've got that wrapped. I'm going to check my cake. See how the icing is setting. Nope, definitely needs more time. That is going nowhere. So in the meantime, I'm going to get my Triforce going here. So I made this yesterday, and this is gum paste. And I did it yesterday so that it would be nice and firm because I wanted to stand it on top of my cake. And if I made it today, especially, look at how terrible my fingers are. Look at that. It's awful. It's like I murdered Smurfs or something. I don't even know. So if I did it today, it would be too soft. I wouldn't be able to stand it up. And I wanted it to be nice and firm. Yes, lightsaber dual T-series. Yeah, good times, good times. You'd think I'd be making money off all these collabs. I'm really not. I'm doing something wrong. So my plan for this is I'm going to paint it all with the shimmer gold. And I have some brown foam coloring that I was going to try to get, being the big word here, try to get some of the images that are on here onto here. I don't know how it'll work out. Maybe I'll just call it easy and just do the gold shimmer part. Sometimes I get lazy. All right, anyway. So the Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, getting back to the game. It was the first time we were introduced to a couple of the real staples of the Legend of Zelda games. And one of them was there being parallel worlds. And it also introduced us to what weapon? Does anybody know what weapon? That is like in every single Legend of Zelda game ever, and is the only weapon that matters if you want to win the game ever. I know, April 1st was such a wash for me. It was really a shame. I cried into my pillow that night. Ooh, I like how this looks. Shiny, shiny. Yeah, Sobs, you got it. Master Sword. Yes, indeedy. That is when we got the Master Sword. And he ain't going nowhere without his Master Sword. Can't quite see at this angle. Paint, paint, paint. And this gold shimmer is really pretty, and I like it a lot. And it is considered to be illegal in the state of California. I don't know why exactly, but certain things like metallic silver edible candies and stuff that you decorate with cakes, not allowed. This edible shimmer stuff is not allowed in the state of California. Yeah, I don't know why. Probably because it causes cancer or something wonderful like that. I imagine you'd have to eat a lot of it. So I'm trying to keep some of those lines and grooves I put in here. So I don't want to lose everything. I'm just so effective at applying this. I'm filling it all in like spackle. Alrighty. Now I'm going to put this aside because this has to dry before I go painting on top of that. And I'm going to clean off the shimmer and move on. Yeah. So I didn't have a lot of questions, too many questions for that. Okay, what are the two worlds called in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past? Because again, this is the first time you get parallel worlds. What are those two worlds called? If you know, you know. I need a wipe on this one. You made a Minecraft Game Jolt world? That's cool. Did you like post anything of it in the, oh my gosh, look at my hands, in the Minecraft community? Chat disconnected. Okay, my chat's been disconnected.
Yeah, I think
what is going on?
Something's not about me. Should I stop it and restart it? Because I don't think new people can come in.
Oh.
And
yeah, I guess. All right, technical difficulties, I guess, guys. Chat reconnect. I don't even think I can reconnect.
You're also okay.
All right. See if that does it. So I'm watching the chat on my tablet now. Did you shut the fire side off, or is it still going?
No, it's still going, but
Okay.
I don't think
I
it's
can't see
really
anything.
going.
I don't think I can get in now.
Yeah, once you leave, you can't get back in.
I don't think I can get back in. This is weird. Okay. Well, I'm gonna assume, yeah, I'm still going on the phone. I can still see that.
Well,
Is
I'm gonna
the
stop
chat
it.
going? Alright, well,
I'm
I was gonna say, let me say something before you stop it, but
I don't think I stopped it yet.
okay. We're gonna stop it and try to reboot it. So, sorry guys. We're having too many problems here. And I'm gonna take a drink of my drink.
I think we should. We're probably still on YouTube.
Probably. So sorry, YouTube people, persons. But here, you need to look at my cheat sheet here. And this is not. It's gonna take a little while to dry. Everything needs to dry. I was concerned about that for our fireside, our live stream. Everything takes time to dry. So anyway, I'm gonna check on my icing again. See how that's doing. That might actually be okay.
Here's YouTube chat for you.
Okay. YouTube chat me up, people. Oh, hi Janelle. Hi Deuce. Hi Brenda. No, my drink is not part of the cake. My drink is just for me. Because I talk a lot, so I get thirsty. I've got a dog hair on my phone here. But I'm going to also make the tiers for the 7 tiers of the kingdom. I'm going to break up my other stuff over here in a moment. I'm going to turn the oven on for a second because my wafer paper is taking too long to dry. So I'm going to turn on the oven, because I do this sometimes with gum paste decorations too. I'll turn on the oven for just like 5 minutes, and that's it. So it doesn't really come to temperature, but it gets warm and the air inside will get dry. And then you turn the oven off, and then you stick your decorations in. You make sure it's not too warm, of course, or your wafer paper or whatever. And then just kind of let the dry air and the warm kind of help get it going. Oh, so anyway. Are we able to reboot it?
I got you back on Game Jolt.
Woohoo! Game Jolt Part 2. Game Jolt Part 2. If I can get in. Let me go home and go back in this way and reboot it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back in.
Well, oh, you can't get here. Let me do that for you.
Okay. Yes, back. All right. Looks like the chat is working again.
Yeah, give them a few
Sorry,
minutes to come
guys.
back.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Hi, David. I'm just going to sit here and wait for people to try to find me again. So how's it going? Hello. Cool beans soup. Hello, David, you're back too. Hello, cross-joined Game Jolt. Hello. I'm okay. I'm just waiting for people to find me again because we were having too many technical difficulties. I don't know what was happening. But you can stream. Yeah, stripes. Okay, yes, we're back in. Yeah, thanks for rejoining. I'm just going to give it a minute because everything's kind of needing to dry at the second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat my oven for just a couple minutes. And then I'm going to stick those wafer paper pieces in to kind of help dry them a little quicker.
Okay, folks should be able to join now.
Yeah, okay. I sent a message. Night blog. What are you doing to me? And I've been giving you charged stickers too. Okay. Well, that should do something. It's nice and warm in there. All right. This I think is still too wet. Oh, actually, hey, wait a minute. Hold up. Okay. All right. We can probably work with this here. This is a little tacky, but only a little. All right. I'm going to give this a shot. I'm not sure how it's going to come out, so I might just paint it all gold again anyway. In which case, yeah. Yeah, okay. So, yes, Game Jolt does know that we're having some issues today, and they are working on it. So, they're working on it, guys. This is all being ironed out. All right. Send messages will cause. Yeah. Oh, you like my shirt, Thora? Thanks. I was just saying before that I was going to have my apron on too, but it's so hot here today. We're in like the low 80s, I think, and it feels that way anyway in the house, and it was just too hot with the layers on. Anyway, okay. Yes, I've got my Triforce here. Going to try to get that picture on there. You get to see my awesome skills here.
So I'll give them a few.
Yeah, and I'm just going to get it ready. Like I said, I'm going to give it a couple minutes to let people find me again. Because I just lost all the viewers. Come back. Oh, Jerry's back. Yay. FNAF Games is back. Yay. Me-Man is back. Yay. Cross-Join is still here. Yay. 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 Okay. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. All right. Do I want... Yep, I want brown. Hopefully everyone... right? The long-awaited sequel to The Legend of Zelda cake. So far, you've got a cake wrapped up in acetate and buttercream in the fridge. You've got a gold triangle and some crusty-looking pieces of wafer paper. Very exciting times here with The Legends of Zelda. Okay. Ah. Okay. I'm just reading ahead at my questions. I'd forgotten some stuff that I found out that I find interesting. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm just going to give this another minute. Oh, the fairy. You switch friend code on your stream. Yeah, I actually have, like I said, I have a Switch. And somebody had asked to friend me on my Switch, but I'm not on it a lot, and then I kind of forgot. So since you say that, it's like, yeah, shoot. More fairies, fairy invasion, yes. Bring life to me. I need some energy and life. Send me your fairies. And your charged stickers, darn it. Give me those too. The cult of the fairies. I rule the fairies. I'm building my fairy army so that I may take over Hyrule, I guess? I don't know what else you do with fairies. Except take over stuff. Or kill them, I guess. Alright, here we go. So, where are we at? You gave me... Aw, thank you. I appreciate the charge stickers, guys. For real, though. Any support is always welcome on my end. Okay, this is a little bit more complicated than I thought, so I'm just going to kind of wing it. And we will just see where it goes. And I'm just using some water and some brown gel food coloring as paint. Mix it up, and I stain my counter up, but like I said, I already have to bleach it, so what does it matter at this point? And some people actually use alcohol when they do this kind of stuff because it evaporates real quickly and it doesn't soak in. Because it evaporates so fast, it doesn't have a chance to soak into your decorations. But I use water because alcohol costs money and the water comes out of my tap for free. So there you go. Yeah, technical difficulties are great. They keep things interesting. I'm just going with his head and his arm comes down. And his little elfin ear kind of thing. Okay. He's got the crescent moon stuff going on. And if I had better paintbrushes, which I would really like to have, then I could do a little bit better. I can't blame all this on paintbrush. There's a lack of skill that comes along. Okay, so he's got that, and he's got his torso. He's a dapper dude, so he's got the V going on. And then he's got his tunicky thing, kind of flares out. And then his shield. And I'm sorry, I'm not checking the chat right at this moment. This part I'm paying attention to. I'm assuming he's got his sword or something in his hand there. And it comes out like that. Alright. More or less. That's the gist. We've got a gist. Alright, gists are good. I'll probably go back over it with a food coloring marker and kind of tighten it up a little bit. And now for her, and let's say, oh, Krasovsky's here, or Kozovsky's here. How you doing? We have been talking about maybe doing something together in the future. And she, of course, is lovely. And her hand is all dainty, which my paintbrush will not allow. So she's going to have little meteor arms. Because let's face it, she's carrying a lot of Hyrule on her shoulders. She's got her dress. Kind of comes down straight. And her little arm. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, is she oh, she's holding a sword. So I thought it was the bow at first. This is where cake decorating gets so exciting. We're just winging that one. I'm not gonna get the details in with this paintbrush. Okay, there we go. We're gisty once again. Gave her too much of a high ponytail, but that's all right. I am a fan of the ponytail, so we'll go with it. Okay, show me cat jolt. I think there's already cat community out there, unless you're talking, you know, something different other than just cats, like meow meow meow. Alright, this one's gonna be a little tougher. Not gonna lie. Because he's like big and spiky. And kinda humpbacked. And he's got his woe is me hand in his face. How could I let this happen? And then he swoops down like that. Whoops, that's probably too big. Oh well. Too late. Do. Paint, 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 paint. Paint, paint, paint. Get my painting song. That's good enough. And the gist is there. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, got some kind of circly thing over here. And I know that each of these is like wisdom and power and something? Courage. Thank you. Yes, courage. Sometimes if you want a good circle, you flip your paintbrush over and just use the back. So you get a perfect dot out of that. Alright. Yeah, good enough. Gist is there. It's gisty. Alright, gotta let that dry a little bit. Check on my wafer paper that's cooking in the oven. And my cake. Oh yeah, this guy's real nice. Real nice. It's almost there. It's getting there. Okay. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to ask a different question. Actually, I was looking forward to this question. I was looking forward to this one because I want to see how you guys spell it. All right, so what is the name of Link's mentor in Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past? Nope, Link to the Past. We're still in A Link to the Past. Get it? Link to the Past. Okay, what is the name of Link's mentor in this adventure? And he is the guy who is the descendant of the person who made the Master Sword. So I want to see you spell his name. Yes, it can answer it. Not as well. That's fine, Berry Cat. You don't have to answer it. But I saw that name and I'm just like, I want to see how this is written out. So it took me a minute to figure out even how to say it. And once I got it, I was like, okay, that's not bad. And I'm like, I wonder how people will spell it. I don't know how to. I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, Zelda is tough. There's like a million billion of them, but and they've been around for a long time, and I don't really know that much about it. I really don't. I know a little bit from Smash Bros, and I know the 1 hour I played the one game. And that's pretty much it. Ooh, look at you, Nightblarg. N64 era, yeah. Well, N64, you should know this one then, because they retro whatever it. Okay. Alright, I'm going to try getting the marker on here. Don't know how it'll go, but we'll see. Got my handy dandy toolbox. And these are edible food coloring markers, which are super fun because they're just filled with the food coloring and water, or probably alcohol actually, I don't even know. I don't know. But yeah, but they will function just like a marker, so you can draw on your food without ruining it or poisoning anybody. And anytime you can say that is a good day. Now if I could draw straight lines, that would help too. Oh, groan and moan. My dog's life is so hard. Oh, look at those lines. And yes, I am using a stirring stick that I got from Home Depot. What's this, Lowe's? I don't even know. One of those places. Because they are nice and clean when you first get them. what I actually use these for a lot is when I roll out decorations. Whoops, I just traced that line. There we go. When I roll out the thickness, you want it to be an even thickness, like this triangle right here. And so I'd put one on either side, and then when I roll it, it's all going to be the same height. So that's my little cheat code to life right there. This is a little bit damp still. It doesn't want to stay all that well, but it's getting on there. Ah, except for when you move, then you wreck everything. Which is kind of another good thing about this, is if I did make a mistake, I could just really get it wet with some water and then mop it off. So there are ways around it. And he's got lots of stripes. The only problem is the gold shimmer sticks to the marker and then clogs it. Although I kind of like the effect it's getting, dragging the gold. They all have the lines. They've all got stripy lines. Come on, marker, don't give up on me now. Stripe, 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 stripe. Oh, this one's gonna go well now that I'm going all haphazard. And they've got like little doodads. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Okay, that's it. Here's the link. Okay. Eye reflex surgery? I don't know that one. All right, we're gonna call this one good enough for now. Putting this aside, although I do like it. I think it looks good. I'm gonna get my wafers in. No, I'm gonna get my cake out first. Yeah, that'll do. I don't know if you guys are too young for the movie Babe. That whole that'll do pig type thing. All right, now, in theory, I should be able to just peel this off. You can see it's not quite set yet. There's a little bit of stickiness to it still, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Creative license, right? And this just, I don't know, it's fun to do. I just like doing it. And acetate sheets are fun. If my cake were a little shorter, I could make it come up even taller. And it would cover the top better, but it is what it is. But in the meantime, yeah. Alrighty. Now, don't know if I'm gonna be able to smooth it. Yep, I can. Haha. A little bit anyway. No, that's not gonna work. I need to make more icing to cover the top, but I don't really want to because it's gonna take too long. So I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll just cover it with decorations, just like I said before, right? All right, okay. So I learned something pretty cool that I wanted to tell you about. And we're not there yet. The name of the guy who is Link's protege is Sahasrahla. Sahasrahla. So yeah, I don't know if you could say it. Sahasrahla. Sahasrahla. Yeah, Sahasrahla. Yes. I just thought that was fun. I just like the name. Yes. Yep, Napler got it. Yep. All right. Now I've got my crazy looking cake over here. Pretty funky, I gotta say. I do like it. I got my Triforce drying. I'm gonna clean up my cake plate because it's a mess. And presentation is the first part of any meal. Or something like that. Some kind of saying like that, right? You eat with your eyes first. Or is it your nose? I forget. And there's that back side that we're just not going to look at. So I'm going to turn it away. All right. Yeah, okay, so moving on. What I wanted to say was, in Legend of Zelda Ocarina, I'm saying it wrong, I'm sure. In the Ocarina, sorry, of Time, you know what I'm talking about. What console was it originally made for? Babbling Bendu should know this. And I'm gonna eat a pretzel because I'm hungry. Yep, Sob's got it. I know, right? I missed lunch. I'm sorry, guys. Kinda hungry. Alright. Ooh, this is toasty. Let's see how these are doing. Nope, still soft. Some are and some aren't. Alright, back in the oven. We'll come back to those later. But, in the meantime, check this out. Look what I made. 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 I made a big old pane of edible candy glass. How fun is that? I think that's so fun. This is a recipe that Augmented Artist gave me for hardtack candy. And I have been using it all the time. Bug on here, gross. And it's just so cool because you can shape it. And if you have like tin foil or something, you can make it into a mold and then pour it in, and it just sets up like this, and it's just fun. It's fun to do. So I am going to break this now because I can with my purple fingers. And yeah, just kind of see what shapes I get. Nice. Oh, that's so fun. Look at that, look at that, look at that. That's fun. I don't often get to smash things. I'm a little repressed sometimes. So what I was gonna do is, never heard of candy glass? Oh, like all the cake baking show, isomalt. Some people, well, a lot of people call it isomalt now, and they use this isomalt chemical that you can pour and melt and mix and everything else, but it's stupid expensive. And this is just sugar and corn syrup, and it works just as well. Like, you can make your edible glass shards out of it. If I were taking my time with this, I did it before, you can actually use like a pizza cutter and cut lines and more direction with it. But if you're going for something like fine threads, like edible threads or something like that, then you want to use isomalt, because this isn't quite as stringy as isomalt can get. But I keep hiccuping. Okay, Russian light. Adobe Flash is gone. Yeah, I know. So yes, you break it up with something heavy, and this is my rolling pin that's made of marble, so it's actually very heavy, because sometimes I make pies. And there you go, broken bits of candy glass. Yeah, all right. And I did not flavor this one, it's just colored red. It's normally clear. Where are you at, my crispy wafers? You're not crispy. All right. So I can't do that yet. But I can do this in the meantime. All right, what I wanted to do, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do something else instead. I have done some research on the tiers of the kingdom, and there's not a lot out there, but there is some out there, and I was able to find 6 of the 7 colors of the tiers. So if anybody out there has any idea, oh, Sobs has to go, goodbye Sobs. If anyone else has to go. If anyone else knows, excuse me, let me know what color the tiers are, because I wanted to make some decorations of the tiers, and these are the ones I was able to find online, pictures of, whatever. And this is gum paste, which I've mentioned before. This dries and stays hard, so it's like edible Play-Doh basically. Like, I can shape it and it'll just stay that way, and then it will air dry and it won't crack or anything. So it's a lot nicer than working with fondant to make decorations. Although my hands are so purpley, I might stain my white. Sob in tears. Right? So yeah, if you guys know what the 7th color is, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna pick a color that I like. because I was able to find yellow and gold, red, green, blue, and white. And they belong to mystery people, and I don't know. They looked interesting. I feel like they're just power-ups. So I'm not sure. Well, I'm sure people who have played the game now know what they do. So yeah, if any of you know what the last color is, let me know. So I'm just going to make stuff up. And there you go, a tier. How easy are these, right? And I know there's some glyphs and symbols and stuff on them too. So, again, I'll put some on and make it up as I go. Because which one does Link have? He has like the yellow, I think. And they all mean something different or give a different power. Oh, thanks for the charge sticker. Use big hand and red flash game screen. So you remember something like that? So you recorded as a gameplay. Okay. Another tier. These are dry. I made them earlier today. I didn't turn the oven off. Yeah. Dry tears, yes. Magical tears. And it's weird. It's like the air is dry, but it's humid at the same time. I don't know. We've got weird weather today. It rained and rained and rained and rained, and now it's stopped, but now it's like still got that leftover humidity to it. Okay, I'm making tears. All right. So yeah, the question I wanted to ask was, do any of you know where the name Navi came from in the Ocarina, I'm guessing, of Time? Because Navi is the fairy who wakes him up. But I learned where the name Navi came from, and I was like, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Magical tears. Magical dry tears. Of power. They just look like commas to me. I don't know. When I saw them, I was like, oh, okay. More, yeah, yin-yang-y almost. So nobody knows the last color by any chance? Not gonna help a creator out here. Yeah, I'm staining stuff. That's a piece of glass. That doesn't belong there. And there, you can see a little bit of pink coming off my hands. Oh well. Gotta go. Goodbye. Thanks for joining us, cross-joined. Thanks for joining us, cross-joined. I'm glad you're able to make it though for a little bit. And I will post pictures so you'll see what the final outcome is like when I'm done. It's gonna be hopefully amazing. Probably cool. Definitely cool. Hopefully amazing. Alright, I think I'm going to pick purple then. It kind of is why Babbling Bendu is answering my question, where the name Navi came from. It kind of is that. In this game was the first time that they introduced the Z targeting system into the gameplay. And let me see, I want to get this story right here. Yeah, originally the Z targeting involved a generic marker, just like a square or something like that, and it was super boring. And the guy in charge, Koizumi, I think is his name, changed the design to a fairy to make it look less robotic and a little more fun, a little more organic. And the fairy, they called it the Fairy Navigation System. And the Fairy Navigation System, ultimately, by the staff and the people working on the game, got whittled down to the Navi, which turned into Navi. That became the fairy's name. Yeah, switching it was a very good call. Yes. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It's always fun when you hear things like that, where the name Bendy came from, for Bendy and the Ink Machine. It was because of a Blender program typo, like a file name typo. It turned it into Bendy instead of Blendy. And they're like, oh, we're going to go with it. All right. Now, kind of need to put it all together, and we're just about done. So, yeah. I can ask you a few more questions. We can skip ahead. I don't know. Okay. I can get to the Legend of the Tears of the Kingdom. All right. So, the Tears of the Kingdom. What console is it made for, guys? What console is Tears of the Kingdom made for? Hot. Tray is hot. These just might be too soft. Yeah, these are just gonna have to wait. They're not gonna work. Gonna have to go to Plan B, which is not gonna look as cool. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's made for the Switch, of course. And I don't have a lot of questions about this, but I found out some pretty neat information. And the game, you know, the structure of the game is exactly like before. You are trying to save Hyrule from Ganon, or I don't know if he's Ganondorf in this one, or the king, or whatever he is. But you're trying to save Hyrule from him again. So nothing new there. The game is getting crazy good reviews right now. I think, yeah, it's the only game. It is the highest rated game so far on Review Aggregator Open Critic. It's got 100% rating of the critics recommending this game for other people, which is pretty neat, I think. And they're saying how great it is, like the open world with its, not only is it open world concept, but you've also got the vertical aspect of it, which is very cool and new and whatever you want to do with that. Just throwing some different marks in just to make it a little less boring looking here. This one's a ghost. And they're saying that the only criticism they're really having for this game is right now it is limited by the Switch. They're saying that the Switch's technology is just too old in order to keep up with the game to a point where you could truly appreciate the game, because the world is so big and it has so much to look at that the screen on the Switch, as you guys know, is small, and it can only, you know, handle so much to process at any given time, that they feel like it's not being seen at its true potential because of the platform it's being served on. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And I was like, yeah, I could see it. Because you got games like Pokemon, you know, Scarlet and Violet and all of those. And they're rudimentary, you know, kind of. So they do just fine. They're glitchy, don't get me wrong, but that's not the Switch's fault. But I don't know. That was the only real complaint I saw. And again, thought it was interesting. There are a lot of new abilities that are introduced. So I've got some shimmer here I was going to put on these. And the new abilities are, let's see, you got Fuse, Ultra Hand, Ascend, and Auto Build, I think is what it is. And I was reading that people are gluing those little Karoks, is that how you say it? Those little Karok creatures that stand by the missiles. People are attaching the Karoks to the missiles and then launching them into space, which I think is pretty funny. Random is here. Hello, Microsoft. Yeah, right? Yeah, Switch. I like the Switch. I like it a lot. But it really hasn't changed in a while, which can be good or can be bad. I'm just going to glaze it over. Just give it a rub, like you're making ribs. There you go. Shiny. I'm so shiny. I always think of that Moana song. Okay. I want them to be shiny. Say shiny. And I have a lot of colors too. Except I'm going to cross-contaminate a little bit. That's all right. So do any of you guys actually have this game? I know some people had them pre-ordered and it was like arriving and I was jealous. I think that was one of the people who was on earlier. Nightblar? Was it Nightblar? I don't know. But I'm just wondering if any of you have actually got your hands on it and tried it out. Literally playing it right now, Lunar Wolf. Do you love it? Is it great? Yeah, I'm not a Zelda person either, but I do like open worlds, so I'm kind of like, maybe I should look at this one. Everybody's getting dry. Amazing work so far. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I thought you were the one who had said you had it ordered and I was jelly. Building mechanic. Yeah. Oh, that is way too dark. Nope. That is a undo. Paper towel time. This is what I was saying before, when you make a mistake and you don't like it, just a lot of times you can just wipe it off. See? It's like it never happened. It was a bad dream. Just sop it up. There you go. I'm going to use the shimmer of the white on here, which makes me a little nervous, the other one. This one's had so much water on it now that it's a little too wet. That's alright. That's okay. Nintendo games that made me happy. Yeah. They did great. Yeah, like the fusion seems like a lot of fun. It seems like they took their time and put it together nicely. And I was saying the other day that it reminds me of the art style. Kind of, I don't know, it strikes me as kind of watercolory almost. Which reminds me of the Pokemon Arceus, I think it is, Arceus game. Alright, so I've got shimmer, I've got cross-contamination. And I need one more color because there's 7. Nobody has a color suggestion? Let's see. Yeah, Mario Galaxy is fun. I like the second one too. Probably not as much as the first one, but then, you know, the first one's brand spanking new and so cool. Aqua. I have kind of that color. I could do aqua. Otherwise, you're getting purple. Might have mentioned that. Teal. Purple, please. What kind of cake is it? This cake is actually a vanilla cake with chocolate chips because I like that cake and I'm gonna eat this cake. This is my cake. It's for me. So I wanted this cake. Oh, this is coming out very much like the sky blue. This is very close. I'm gonna switch it. Going with the purple. Where's my purple? Purple's always a fussy color, so you have to add more to it to make it show up. But, yeah, and can some... yeah, right? People ask if I could send mail cake. It's possible to mail cake, but man, it's not fiduciarily feasible to do. It's tricky, and the cakes I make typically have weird decorations on them. like the ones you see them like, oh yeah, order a cake and we'll mail it right to your house. It's like a little nice chocolate cake or something. It doesn't have glass and edible wafer paper on it and handcrafted decorations. It's just like, oh, you've got an icing rose on your icing cake, which is nice, nothing wrong with it, but that's not how I roll. I tend to go overboard sometimes. All right. Dear. There we go. Decorated. Yeah, when in doubt, just shine it up with some white, not the green. I don't know if you guys can hear, but the frogs are going crazy in our yard today. They're loving this warm weather. Cake suggestion for the future? Skylar, yeah. If you have cake suggestions, please don't put it here because once this chat is over, it goes away and I won't find it again. But if you go to Tastic Cakes community, there's a section in there for suggestions, for cake suggestions of stuff you'd like to see. So please put it there so I don't lose it. Get some of this off of me. All right. I might have to just have you trust me on the wafer paper because it's not there yet. It's kind of drying, but when you peel it off, oh, I'm breaking it. It's sticking. Yeah, it's just not ready to come off yet. You can kind of see a little bit when it comes off. This is still sticky. In theory, if this were properly dry, it would not stick and it would come off, and then you have this crispy piece like that. So yeah, this you can eat. Doesn't taste that good at all. Like, don't recommend it, but you could eat it. So since I can't do that, I'm gonna just do something different. I'm going to move these out of my way. Move Mr. Wafer Paper Mess out of my way. Okay. And what I was gonna do was take this glass and mix it with pieces. This was the light color, I did the darker ones, but mix it with some of these pieces and create demise, like is that malice? Was that it? The black creepy stuff that comes up and corrupts everything. So that's what I was gonna do. I don't think I can work with this right now because it's too squishy and soggy, but you'll have to just trust me that it would have been amazing and you would have loved it and your minds are all blown by it. But in the meantime, I have this really cool glass, so I'm gonna work with this. And if I need to break more, I'm gonna have to get my rolling pin back out. And this stuff is fun. I like this edible glass stuff. It's fun. It's fun to use. The corruption of Hyrule begins. Mwahaha. And pieces curl up a little. No, Snow on Game Jolt, you're just in time. I'm just putting it all together now. I've been fiddling and struggling with some of these pieces, but now's when it all comes together. And I'm leaving fingerprints, which is not good. Not good. Don't you fall off, piece. Yeah, on a day like today, this cake would have to stay in the refrigerator. I wouldn't be able to keep taking it in and out. It would not work. This is a fun piece. Every once in a while, you get a really cool shaped piece. Look at this way. Now just imagine if I had some black crinkly stuff to go in here too. It would look so much better. That's what I get for not planning ahead and having some under the counter that I could just pull out and be like, and look, now it's done. This is what you'll have. I didn't Martha Stewart it. That's all right. That's just fine. We'll make it work, right? Make it work. And what I could do is I could just paint some black food coloring onto the glass, which probably would look good also, honestly. If I'm gonna be honest, it's too big. Too big. And it's sticky. It's very sticky.
That's really cool.
Yeah, right? Like if you can get a good angle at it, it does look cool. This downward angle is not the most flattering in the world. So you'll have to just trust me on it. And when I turn it around, you'll see too. And I'll need some crumbs again. Alright, I need some clean water. Just give me a second here. So these are going to be a little heavy. I'm just brushing a little bit of water on here, just a little, that's too much, so that they'll stick easier.
Oh, they're big.
Big fat shards, yeah. Yeah, my icing's still a little softer than I'd like it to be. This is going to be one of those quick look at it before it all falls apart cakes that I am not known for doing. Paint, paint, paint. Stain, stain, stain. Moving you up. Alright, I'm going to cheat. Where are they? Maybe I don't have any. I was hoping I had some dried spaghetti I could use. But I'm out of spaghetti. So I like to say this all the time, but I don't use toothpicks. No one's getting hurt on my cakes. No one's getting hurt on my cakes. Ah, I just put glass on there. Dang it. Ding dong. Ditch. Baker. Yeah. Yeah, see, I tend to, it's funny when somebody's commenting that they're a baker and they tend to taste better than they look. It seems like it's always one of two ways. Once in a while you get the one person who crosses the divide, but it's like you get the people who love to bake and go all in on taste and texture and, you know, all that good stuff. And then you got the people who hate to bake but like to decorate, and that's where I fall in. Because I don't care as much about the baking. Of course I want it to taste good, and of course, you know, they typically do. But, where's this one gonna go? I'll just put it aside. Nah. Nah. Yeah. Let's see. Yep, I can move them. They're not stuck on yet. Ugh, sticking to me. But I definitely enjoy the decorating way more than I do the baking. The baking is the chore to get to the part where you can decorate. Okay, that's better. Now, alright wafers, you got one last chance here. See, I was gonna, nope, it's just not gonna work. It's too, they're just not dry, guys. Sorry, you don't get to see that. So I'm gonna just put some black food coloring on the glass instead. It's not dry. First I gotta get the gold out of my paintbrush. Alrighty. poor counter gets so messy. Alright, blackety black. So what is this called? Malice? Is that what it is? I think it's called malice. Preach, 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 preach. Swirlies, swirlies. Swirlies. Good, it is malice, yeah. Oh, thank you. I forget. I cover a lot of terms and a lot of different things. It's like when you study for the test and then you take the test and leave the room and forget everything. You're not going to fall. It's kind of fun painting this, I gotta say. I feel like you do stained glass like this. And stained glass cakes were all the rage a couple years ago. This is gonna stay, darn it. It's a very busy cake. It's turning into a very busy cake. And I've got a lot of extra glass here. And the good thing is, I can store this and use it in the future. Get that out of my way. I don't love the teardrops, I gotta say. They're mid. Alright, but put this back on its pedestal. Heavy, heavy. It's amazing how heavy these things get. And this is like half styrofoam too. So, okay, kind of sit. There we go. And put my Zelda on top, my Triforce on top. Be funny if I put it like, oh, crooked. So there we go. Let's see. It's definitely interesting. Okay, so there you go, guys. There's my Triforce cake, my Zelda Tears of the Kingdom cake. So, yes, there you go. Again, yeah, sorry those wafer things just weren't going to be dry in time. It just wasn't going to happen. But here it is, and yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions for me, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Aw, Skylar, you get extra suck-up points. And yeah, if you have any questions for me, send them over now, because I am going to eat some of this cake now because it smells really good. And it's mine, so I can do that. So yes, there you go. I'm not going to eat the glass though. That is a little too hard. Yeah, I've been looking at this cake all day and it's mine, so yes. Can I friend you? Yeah, you can friend me. Definitely you can friend me. I said before, I am open to friend requests. I don't mind them. They're fine with me. Just don't give me a reason to not be your friend. And as far as if you send me messages or something, you know, I'm not always in the message area, so it takes me a while. I try to get back when I can, but it doesn't always happen very punctually, shall we say. But it doesn't mean I forgot about you and, you know, you don't exist. But yeah, sure. Yeah, this is my chocolate chip cake that I made. And it's going to be all mine, my Mother's Day cake. So does anyone who wants a Baylor? Good cake, thanks. And the darn thing is, it is good cake. I love the chocolate chip cake. I like to use the mini chips, so you get more of a chip to cake ratio. It's too much icing. I don't like icing that much. But this is very good, so you guys can watch me eat this. I will definitely check my request and everything once we're done here. It's really good. Okay. So, if you don't have any more questions for me, thanks for playing along. If you kept score, I hope that you won. I'm actually thinking about doing a maybe not pepino, but some kind of pizza tower. Some kind of pizza tower cake, because it seems like you guys like it. I don't know about Roblox. Probably get to it eventually. It's chocolate chip vanilla cake, yellow cake with chocolate chips, mini chocolate chips in it, and it's yummy. Yes. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you had fun. I hope you got lots of points. Thank you for the stickers. And I will see you all next time, I guess. So, yeah, I was thinking, something towery. But Zoomer 1906. Ta-da! I'm glad you made it at the end, so, yes. You're going to do the sticker art? Cool, thanks, me and Mary. And also Jen, yes. It is good. Thanks, Zoomer. Oh, Stanley Fireside? I honestly don't know if I'm going to be joining any firesides next, because usually after this I like to sit down, because I've been standing and talking for a few hours. So, maybe. And here's your last sticker. That's okay. Oh, here's the other one. Here's Jericho. And Shinichi's got a piece of paper. Thank you. Gross. They love cake. Say goodbye, dogs. Jericho, can you speak?
Ask him what he wants.
What do you want? Oh, you want cake. Okay. My next stream, I don't know. They are good dogs. They're very good dogs. He's sitting like a little dapper man. He's like a little gentleman. Let me see. Okay. See how nice he sits. She's all standing and being annoying, but he's like, look at me. I'm a gentleman. I ask with manners. So, and they both want cake. I don't know when my next stream will be. But, alright, so I'm signing off for real now because I'm going to go have coffee and eat my cake. So, happy Mother's Day to your mothers. You know, make sure you're nice to them. And, yeah, goodbye for real, I think, this time. So, yes. You can't have any. This is not for dogs. I don't care how cute you are. Boop, boop. This really is good cake.